85% of the video your ads run against gets watched on mute. So most marketing teams have quietly decided sound in paid ads just doesn't matter. That decision feels safe. It is actually the exact reason your paid ads sound like everyone else. Here is the reasoning, and it is not wrong on its face. Most social video plays mute by default. LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, all of it. So a lot of marketing teams stop asking what their ad sounds like entirely. Sound gets whatever license-free track a junior editor drags into the timeline. Because why spend time on something 85% of viewers won't even hear? The math looks reasonable. Some platforms even report mute videos completing at higher rates than sound-on ones. So the case for ignoring audio seems to get stronger, not weaker. But it treats most muted as if it meant always muted. And that gap is where the real cause hides. Because the 15% who do hear it are not a random slice of your audience. They are not evenly distributed across your funnel either. They are clustered in exactly the moments where a prospect is paying the most attention, and that is not a coincidence. Think about who is actually in that 15%. Someone scrolling past your ad, catching your visual, getting curious enough to stop and tap unmute. That is not passive attention. There is a prospect leaning in. Someone watching connected TV, where sound is on by default because it is playing on actual television, not a phone in a meeting. Someone on your own sales team, who just pulled up your best campaign video and hit play on a laptop in front of a prospect sound on. Because that is how you present a video to another human being. That last one gets overlooked constantly. Marketing built the ad for a mute feed. Sales end up reusing it in a room or on a call, where it is the opposite of mute. And nobody in either department planned for that second life. Every one of them is closer to decision than the mute 85% will ever be. Add them up, and a pattern shows up. The audience that hears your sound is, on average, the audience that already decide to pay attention. Sound doesn't reach the crowd, it reaches the short list. And that is precisely when your ad, if it's running a stock track your competitor also had a license for, tells engaged prospect nothing about who you are. To competitors, same category, same funding round, same buyer persona can end up running the exact track from the exact same library without either one knowing it. The prospect comparing both of you in the same afternoon might notice before either brand does. Here is how widespread the gap actually is. A 2026 study auditing 100 B2B companies for brand distinctiveness found that sound was emptiest asset in the entire study. 91 out of 100 companies scored 0 for sound. 8 more scored what the researchers called present by generic, the kind of music every SaaS explainer video reaches for by default. Not one company in the study had built a recognizable jingle. Read that again. Out of 100 companies competing for the same buyers on the same platforms, spending real budgets on the same ad formats, none of them made a deliberate decision about what they sound like. The ad that scored present by generic at least notice sound exists. They just reach for whatever felt safe. Compare that to what happens when a brand gets tied right. Brands with music that actually fits their identity are 96% more likely to be recalled than brands running music that doesn't fit. If you want to see how far that recall gap can stretch across every touchpoint, not just ads, we broke down a full audit method in another video worth watching after this one. At Dimulti Music, we treat paid ad campaigns as a part of the same sonic system as everything else a brand does, not a separate line item where the cheapest license-free option is good enough because most people won't hear it anyway. So the mute statistic is real. Most of your ads audience genuinely will not hear the music, but nobody is listening anyway. Turns out to be the wrong reason to take another dead number. The right reason is the people who do listen are disproportionately your best prospect. And right now, 90 of times out of 100, they are hearing nothing that tells them anything about your brand. Pull up your current paid ad campaign, turn the sound on, and pull up a direct competitors. If you cannot tell which one is yours with your eyes closed, the gap is still open, waiting for the 15% who are always going to listen. That 15% is small on a spreadsheet and enormous in a pipeline, because it is made up almost entirely of the people who were already leaning towards saying yes. Let's give them something worth hearing, not just something that happened to be free.